I see today as a historic day for Effutu. Historic because we have gathered here to commission a new court complex, a project that is deeply personal to me. It reflects a conviction I hold dear that the law and order are the bedrock of a functioning democratic society. Without a strong, independent judiciary, the very fabric of our democracy begins to erode. That is why I have committed myself, both in the word and in deed, to supporting the systems and structures that safeguard our freedoms and uphold the dignity of our Constitution. It is therefore an honor for me as a Member of Parliament for Effutu to have championed this project from its conception to its completion. Distinguished guests, the importance of access to justice cannot be overstated. Justice is the foundation of any peaceful and equitable society. And with this new court complex, which is going to have a high court and a circuit court, access to justice has been brought closer to our doorsteps. It's going to have judges, registrars, administrators, and other staff, thereby creating a one-stop center for justice delivery in our community. I must emphasize that for many years, Effutu only had a district court up until 2013, when, as a Member of Parliament, I lobbied Danida to support us with a new court infrastructure. And when eventually the project was being commissioned, her ladyship, the Chief Justice, who was present to officiate the commissioning, and I had a discussion, and I pleaded with her that since there are two offices and we're going to use only one for the district court, why not give us a high court instead of always traveling to Swedru, Accra, and Cape Coast? Omodefi was present and heard the whispers and added her voice. We were therefore given a surprise that when you got to the turn of her ladyship, the Chief Justice, Georgina Wood, she made an announcement by declaring that Winneba was to benefit from a high court using the other office space available. From that day, she posted a new high court judge who started hearing cases. As a practitioner of the court myself, listening to the judges and the officers of the courts, it came to light that the load was becoming more than expected. I also realized that Winneba was expanding with more businesses coming in, with population growing. There was a need to ensure access to justice rather speedily than we experienced. I also realized that our police often referred cases to Swedru Circuit Court because we didn't have a circuit court in Effutu. With all these in mind, I approached the chiefs and elders of Jahazi and Jinjinazi and discussed with them the need to have a public service enclave which would have a new high court and a circuit court, a new GRA office complex, a new health insurance office, a new fire service office, and a new social center. They agreed to provide me with the land, and we started this project poco a poco. Today, by the grace of God, we are done with this office complex, and I'm delighted to have been joined by no less a person than the representative of the head of the judiciary, our own Omahin, heads of institutions, the clergy, our beautiful queen mothers, family heads, security services heads, and members of the security services, to get this project commissioned. We want to assure the government that here in Effutu, we are always proud to have complemented the national effort with our own quota of projects, and will continue to do that. Today, no longer would we travel to Swedru for justice. We would have justice right here. This is victory for the ordinary men and women and children of Effutu. It promises quicker resolution of disputes, greater convenience for litigants, and a stronger, more visible presence of the rule of law in our daily lives. I remember 2012 when I was campaigning at Effutu, some elders told me that anytime they had an attack, they had to travel all the way to Winneba Town towards Copa Junction to make a report to the police. And even so, the police hardly responded to them because of the distance. It is a reason why, upon being elected, I built a police station at Effutu. Today, not only are we commissioning a court complex, but if you see to my right, we also have a police station. The police would also have their space to ensure law and order. It would also serve as a temporary holder for remand prisoners and accused persons who would have to be given some temporary hold whilst their cases are being heard. So for me, getting this thing done, the message simply is access to justice is not only about physical proximity, but also about removing barriers to fairness. Therefore, this complex stands as a beacon of hope, symbolizing that the law is for all, rich and poor. When the vulnerable know that justice is within reach, their confidence in the system is strengthened. Moreover, this court complex aligns with our broader developmental agenda for Effutu and Ghana, the Effutu Dream. It's a vital part of building the pillars of a thriving community. Alongside education and healthcare, legal infrastructure is a critical foundation. Let me say that this project is not as a result of one person's efforts alone. I had a vision, I had a dream, but it's important that I acknowledge the collective effort of all others who supported me for us to complete this project. First is the support from the judiciary. We got technical support from them. They were always guiding the construction, providing the needed support without charging us anything. We got the support of the entire judiciary and its head, who encouraged us to have this facility, and even the recommendation to have a police station right here. Originally, we didn't have a fence wall. It was through the input of the judiciary that we had this fence wall. Then, our traditional leaders. What can I do without you? I must emphasize that not a single land ever used for any project within this enclave was sold. They didn't even take a token. Now to the staff who work here, our judges and circuit court judge, high court judge, the circuit court judge would come, the registrars, the bailiffs, administrative personnel. I welcome you to the Jahazi Jinjinazi enclave. Enjoy your stay here. This is your second home. First, treat the facilities with due care and professionalism. Maintain it and keep it as your own. Elders unite behind a clear vision. Real and lasting progress is possible. We must continue in this spirit. There are schools to uplift, young people to mentor, jobs to create, and public services to strengthen. Government cannot do it alone. It takes a combined effort of the private sector, civil society, traditional leaders, and every citizen to play a part. And we should continue to play our part.